Hi, my name is Mel Vera Cruz. I'm a visual artist. I'm a Filipino immigrant living in the San Francisco Bay Area for 15 years now. First of all, I'd like to thank my kumaring Barbara for letting me have this opportunity to speak in her class. It's an honor, and I'm glad to share my experiences as an artist to anybody willing to listen. I grew up in a small barrio in the Philippines about 100 miles south of Manila. I started drawing at an early age, about maybe 4 or 5 years old. There was nobody to influence me, so I guess art is with me ever since. I was a graduate of fine arts and majored in advertising at the University of Santo Tomas in Manila and spent 9 years in an ad agency before coming to the US. I've had solo and group shows with my group Madrugada, which I organized with fellow commercial artists, and we exhibited in galleries around Manila. There's a big difference being called an artist and an artiste, if you know what I mean. I have been an artist for a long time, but I haven't felt like a real artist. There was a lot of hindrance, or maybe I should say standards, that prevented me from calling myself an artist. Those standards are the hindrance. I tried emulating the classical style that my school taught me. It was okay at first, but it came to a point where I got lost because those standards came from a culture that I cannot fully comprehend because it came from Filipino teachers who studied in the West. So it's like them passing to me something that they too got from a different culture. It's like a third generation photocopy where you will not get the clean print of the original. I came to the United States with this belief, and I did a lot of Eurocentric paintings like Cubism, Impressionism, Abstract Expressionism, and so forth. I had no other perception of art but the education that were given to me. It was like a computer program that was uploaded in my psyche. It was like that until I met Santi Bose. He opened a lot of doors that really helped me dig my roots. He was the person who confirmed that all my questions were legitimate. I used to be insecure about my own culture due to the fact that growing up in the Philippines will not give you a lot of confidence, especially if you come from a provincial background. You know, in the Philippines, they will laugh at you if you speak English in the Visayan accent or with a wrong grammar. Visayas is a province in the Philippines. It makes you a second class citizen in your own country. It makes you feel inferior. They think that if you don't speak good English, you're not intelligent enough, that they won't hire you in major positions if you're job hunting. I think that's wrong, and that's one of the things that I'm trying to say in my art. I realize that that belief isn't right. So through Santi, I started believing in myself, my background, and my culture. I started incorporating things from my undignified past into my paintings without any insecurities and even be proud of it. I will not change my past experiences because it made me who I am today. Even when I was in advertising, I used to believe that commercial art wasn't art. It was inferior compared to making paintings. But all these changed. I totally embraced what I used to be ashamed about, and that's the time that was I was able to call myself a real artist. I began to think and trust my instincts because I feel my instinct is the natural reaction if something doesn't feel right. Advertising made me unique because most artists studied painting. I have a different visual sense compared to artists who took up painting. I think advertising helped a lot regarding my style. I incorporated my own culture, images, sense of composition from my commercial art into my paintings. So I guess I can say that my art is like a marriage between the Western teachings and my provincial background. I'm not saying Western art is all bad, it's just that I don't feel fulfilled with it alone. I dug up my lost 30 years of experience. I used all the negatives and transformed it into positive. I made use of all the things perceived as inappropriate and reversed it. I wasn't lost anymore and found my direction. I was able to call myself an artist without the help of being in an expensive art school, a master's degree, or in museums. It is me who proclaimed, and no school or institution can ever change that because it came from my inner being. I used to believe that I need to exhibit in New York or Paris to be officially called an artist, but I know now that I don't need those. For me, being where you are is enough. I don't aspire things that won't come my way because I know where I'm going. I got to the point where I'm confident with who I am. I know that what I'm doing is vital because I know it's coming from a different perspective. I'll just follow my path and I'll be fine because I feel art is spiritual. It's like my religion. It is my meditation and prayer. And there's no church or institution for this. It's within, as they say. I know I am different because I didn't follow all the things that the system instilled in my mind. I broke all those barriers, started from nothing, and now I feel I have everything, and nobody can tell me otherwise. I realized the importance of fearlessly questioning everything. I never totally said yes to any teaching. I always tried to listen to other ideas, even if breaking the rule might have some negative consequence. My art materials also reflect my belief because I try not to follow the norm, like buying materials in an art store, which are very expensive. I always try to use materials that are around me and are easy to acquire. It's like creating as I go. I'm not afraid to be displaced because I know I will always find a way to create and I will always have something to say because of my experiences. I've been doing tattoos lately and I think it's a great experience and there's a lot of difference because it's on human skin. It's like my comparison between advertising and art. They still won't honor tattooing as high art, but I don't listen to them. I just do what I need to do and don't get bothered by critics. Nothing will change if we all listen to critics because the critics or experts' minds are based on existing knowledge. I make my own book and beliefs. Tattooing came to me. I didn't look for it just like drawing when I was a little kid. So, being an illustrator, a designer, a graphic artist, a printer, tattoo artist, and even being once a drunkard and a tambay goes together. It all blends. And I use all these as inspiration